mean, they are quite tough to handle.
On this spot, much bigger. That's how we like him.
Welcome to Fishing Squad. Well, the last attempt for a taupe on this particular venture through. Just want to give a big shout out to everyone that's subscribed over the past sort of few weeks, and all my current subscribers. They've been following the channel for a while now. Really do appreciate the comments. I've had a lot of good comments lately, which is obviously really good. But appreciate good and bad comments. Send anyone that's taken interest in what I'm trying to do. I think I'm the most unluckiest man in North Wales as far as the taupe go at the moment. Things can change very quickly. I've got a really muggy day. It's damp, misty. We've got a light southerly. Not bad conditions. Slightly bigger tide than yesterday, still a small one. So we'll see how we can get on into it. No change really with anything I do. I might go into a bit of detail with rigs today. I've brought my camera mount, so it'll enable me to just film a little bit better. As long as it's not raining. It's drizzling at the moment, but I think it's going to stop. I mean, really disappointed yesterday because I didn't have my camera mount with me. And that PB Pollack, I got a real crap picture of it. So, well, hopefully things will be better today anyway, basically. I think as a prediction, might as well say I'm going to get a loss. I can't get rid of them. Big tides, small tides, medium tides. I don't know if it's something to do with the rig. I mean, I do use a short bite trace for the wire. It's anything from 10 to 12 inches long. I know huss do, like, you do get huss on short traces, man. Sometimes the actual length of the pulley rig's about 4 or 5 foot long though. So I don't know if there's just been more in the area. I can only put it down to that because I've caught them all along the coastline, not just this mark I'm going on today. I've had more off this mark this year than I've had in any single year of my life. So there must be more about, but it's coincided with there being more Pollack about as well. I've been getting full houses of Pollack at Chuck, which isn't always the case down here. It hasn't been for years, and I mean years. So last year you were just getting the odd Pollack here and there. Now you're getting full houses of it, and they're only small, but they're definitely huss food, aren't they? I caught a few huss on them at the start of the year as well. Not the start of the year, about middle of the year, start of summer. So it must just be the food source, I think. But that were a lovely huss yesterday. It's a taupe video this, hopefully.
Not aiming for a massive cast, just going to give it a lot. Sort of like that, Mackerel. See if we can get cast out. Wow. Well, I've got one rig down, but it's there. Well, I'm just trying to be probably full of water. I won't be a second casting it out. Sink now. Only probably a 60-yard cast. Oh, camera's not very good. I'd probably be just a 60-yard cast there. Just let it hit the bottom. Right, that's on the bottom. I'm going to put my reel in run. Seriously. Make sure your reel's in run. You might get a bit of residual slack depending on which way the tide's running, so we'll see how that goes. Just go a bit closer. Yeah, so that's the first bait out. That particular rig has got £125 wire, about 12 inches, about 4.5 foot of £150 mono as a rig body. And then obviously an 8.0 Shauncy on the bottom, a 10.0 Kiki on the top. So we'll see folks about. I'm going to leave that one out a bit and be a bit blind to it, if you know what I mean, while I'm spinning. I'm going to try and get some fresh mackerel, so we'll see how we get on. Second cast with the feathers, 1, 2 Pollack. We'll get them put back so we can get some mackerel. A couple of casts later, 4 this time, we'll get them put back. We need some mackerel. Right, well, the sun's come out, the rocks are drying off. I'm going to be putting that other rod out about 11 from the bottom. I've had about 16 Pollacks so far. I've kept 3 of the bigger ones just in case I don't get some mackerel. I've got a couple of frozen baits. I've got 3 Pollack as fresh. Nickel probably could come down now. The rocks are drying out and the sun's out. A miserable start to the day. It's just changed rapidly like it does here. So yeah, I'm going to get something to eat. I think have a few more casts, and then we'll get another rod out on bottom. I've got some old frozen mackerel that I bought. I might slice that up as well and get that thrown into the tide, see if we can get it helps. I was going to make a chum, but I hadn't had a chance. Earlier on in the week, I was open to a tope fishing live, but this particular mark you can't get a signal on, and the one I was going to do it on, I've never had a tope run off it, so I just thought I'd stick it out on here where I've had a run, and hopefully it pays dividends. If it doesn't, that's fishing into it. It's been a slow start on the bottom. I had any interest at all on that half mackerel that I cast out. I've just left it. I'm just going to leave it though. It's still a bit early yet. The sea is ebbing. We've got what? We're about 4 hours before low, so that's right. 3 hours before low, sorry. 4 to 11, 4 to 12, yeah, 3 hours before low. So it's probably, I'm going to give it another half hour before putting a second rod in. I want some fresh mackerel really, but you know, it is what it is and all that. And if we get them, we get them. If we don't, we don't. It's a bigger tide than yesterday. You'd think you would get some, because that was tiny, that tide yesterday. And it is good conditions for mackerel. We've got a bit of plenty of white water, a bit of an onshore wind, not much, probably about 8 mile an hour, 8 to 10 mile an hour. And that usually cracks it. But we're still a bit early in the tide for my money. I usually start getting them a couple hours before low. So, look at what try. Nick will have to come down and catch them on that next switch. Yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. Anyway, fingers crossed. Honestly, fingers crossed. I'm waiting for it to happen, but I ain't got the confidence level for some reason. I don't know why. I think we'll catch something on the bottom. Just have to see. Just like you feel when you lose one like that, and I lost one before then as well at the back end of last year. That was the last run. It knocks your confidence a bit. You just start thinking it's not meant to be sometimes. We're in it to win it and all that, so can only try, like I say. It's about to send my second bait out, Pollack. I've snipped the tail off diagonally and I've snipped the head in half as well. Quite a big bait that. There's something to bear in mind. I know people sometimes do what they want on these marks. I've been catching undersized Pollack. This one was in size. Just something to bear in mind. Just be careful what you kill. Obviously, no one's going to be down here. Generally, I've never seen a fisheries officer down here, but it's just something to bear in mind about fish sizes. It's easy to forget when you're tope fishing. So yeah, I've just kept the legal size Pollack that I caught. I've kept 3 of them. I'm going to have a few more casts with the feathers after I've cast this out. Haven't had any mackerel yet, so we'll see how we get on. Right, I've got both rods out now, both in run. I've just got to wind a bit of slacking on one. That Pollack I've just cast out. Not a really bit of slacking until the line settles in the tide. Yeah, that's settled. Yeah, so we'll just have to see how we get on. I mean, thinking behind putting fresh Pollack on, it's because I haven't got any mackerel. No, on a serious note, I've got some mackerel, I've got some frozen mackerel, but surely if there's that many pollock about, it's matching the hatch, isn't it, if you like. You know, lure fishermen, if they knew there was bait fish that were a brownie colour, they wouldn't put a silver lure on, would they? You know what I mean? It's a bit like that type of thing. If the taupe comes past that, it ain't going to turn its nose up at it, is it? I've caught plenty of huss on it, like I've said before. Yeah, it's been a really good bait that this year, generally. I mean, where I've been going with the huss, I probably wouldn't need to put any bait on my hooks, to be fair. I might try that. So, yeah, we're settled in now. The tide's just eased off enough to fish comfortably. I'm going to move a bit further forward with a feathering rod and try and get some mackerel out like I keep going on about. Sun's come out, that bit of breeze has air dried the rocks more or less now. It's horrendous on these rocks when it's wet. I need to get some studs for my boots. Keep getting told off by someone. He knows who he is if he watches the videos. I'll get some eventually, mate. So we'll just have to see what happens today. You know, the thing about it is, guys, I've got no qualms when we're catching taupe. You know, I wish everybody all that. I like to see taupe. It really does. It ignites sort of your imagination. It makes me want to go fishing. Makes me want to try harder. But I try hard, and sometimes, quite a lot of the time this year especially, and over the years to be fair, I'm not always as successful as someone else. Someone else will come down fishing here tomorrow and they'll get one. You know what I mean? Maybe my luck's just out at the moment, but things can change quickly, like I said. I don't feel confident in getting a run today at all, I don't. But to be honest, we've got good conditions for one. So I don't really know why there's a bit of a lack of confidence. I don't know why. But we're gonna have a really good go. I'm quite happy using them Pollack as bait, to be fair. I've just looked at the blood in them. If you nick the head, just snip the like snout off where the eyes are. It lets a bit of blood out. And if you I cut them diagonally, just cut like a third of the tail off, if you like, just where the gut sac is. I know huss are sick. They love pollock gut. They do. And I know taupe love mackerel gut. So I guess they'll take a pollock, no problem. I don't know why I'm going on about it. It's just the scavengers out there, they'll smash it. It just doesn't give off as much blood, does it, as a mackerel? So, we're going to have a go for some mackerel now. Right guys, it's only the second one I've ever caught, but I've just caught a garfish. And he's going to go in as taupe bait, I'm afraid. It's only the second one I've had off here. Second one in my life. Only third one else been caught here. Well, in my fishing history, should I say, who people I fish with. But he's going to make an excellent bait for taupe. We'll get about 3 baits out of it, all being well. So, yeah. It's a result, isn't it? Well, I took a bit of getting this morning, but I finally got one. Nice big jumbo mackerel. Let's go with that garfish. Get in. Garfish section with a beak at the top. Let's get it sent out, innit? We've got fresh mackerel on the other one. I've just brought them both in, so I just need to reposition them slightly because the current's changed. So got 2 rods out of the water, but we're getting to prime time now, so fingers crossed. Right, so both rods are in. I've already cut one pack up, but this is old manky mackerel. It's been frozen a couple of times. I'll just bring it down with. I buy a few packs sometimes when I come down here for the first few sessions. I bring it down with me just to make sure that I've got some bait. I'm just going to get a bit close to the water. I'm just going to slice it with scissors and then drain the bag into the sea. Just like into a couple of centimetre sections, that's all I do. I don't know if you can see me. I don't know if you can. Yeah, you can, right. I'm just going to slice them up and I'll come back and talk. Try not to let the sea go. I put it in a bucket, to be honest, but I ain't got a bucket with me. I like to slice it up, let all the juices mingle and then throw it in the sea. Maybe you can put it thicker. Fishing lovely now, the big rods are out, the baits are riding the tide run. You know, we're fishing how you'd want them to be. But sometimes when there's a lot of tide, it doesn't matter what grip leg you've got on, they'll just pull you into the weed or into the snags. We're right out in the tide run now. Both reels are on run. I'm just waiting for a run.
I mean, that garfish, I've caught one up here before. I don't know if they're catch off the deep water outlet mix here now, but I'd say they are. The last one I caught, I hooked in its backside. That one was up to here. It probably wouldn't have survived, it was bleeding quite heavily. And hi. Nick's going to have a go anyway now. Nick's into the Pollack now, get in. A bad one, that one. So I'm going to have a few spins with this Dexter wedge. I've got a feather on above it. Nick's just had a Pollack on it. We'll see if we can get anything else out. Pollack City today. We have put the bottom fishing rods because this speaks to us a bit as to where we can be. It's been slow going on the bottom, guys. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Just going to check the time now. It's just on low tide. About 15 minutes past low tide, so it's lost 2 rigs as well. Garfish on one and at the same time frozen backwards at the toe the other day. Snip the tail and head off. About half the head. Yeah. What? Then I lost the camera then. Yeah, we'll keep at it anyway. Right, I've had a few more Pollack. Absolutely nothing on the bottom, not even a bite. Still got 2 rods out. I've fired the feathers out frantically today. I've only had 1 mackerel. It's definitely got something to do with the tides. That's all I can think it is. But it is what it is, isn't it? I'm a bit disappointed, to be honest. I mean, I'm happy with the garfish. 2 things there that have happened today. I've caught a garfish, second one I've ever caught. And we've just seen I think it was a sea trout jump out, but it looked like it was being chased by something. Or did they jump out to get parasites off them or something? I'm not sure. It was definitely a sea trout, massive. Must have been 5 or 6 pound. I mean, I've left one of these baits out for nearly 2 hours. And the other one's going to be left out for an hour. So we're giving the taupe a chance to find the baits. Where does it? Can someone comment how long they leave their baits out for when they're taupe fishing? I mean, I do know people. I've watched people catching other big fish on YouTube, and they're leaving the baits out for 3 hours. But you do that on here, you risk of not be fishing after like 10 minutes if a strap conger grabs it. I tend to leave one bait out for longer than the other, so I know I've always got a bait in the water that's fishing. But it hasn't paid dividends, has it? I mean, we've had 2 good sessions down here prior to this one. Well, it's been a good session this, but not as good as the other 2. We had that taupe run, we had a PB us, and then we've had a garfish today. But sending a bit of disappointment. I don't know when we're going to be back next. Probably, I'm definitely back in 12 days time. But 12 days is a long time, especially when you've been left on edge of losing a taupe. So we'll see what happens. We're going to get packed up and then we'll see if anything else happens. Alright guys, well, the sun's gone. It's started to feel cool. I think there's some rain in the air. I'm going to leave the rods aslant. I'm going to give it 10 more minutes and probably pack up. I mean, a bit gutting. You know, we were so close 2 days ago. And now we've got to go back home and go back to work. Just wave bye-bye to Nick. I'll be back up in a minute. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. If something else happens, obviously I've had it on, but I don't think it's going to do. I'm hoping, but I don't think it will. So other than that, keep safe, tight lines, and as always, have a good one. I'll be back here very soon, I promise you. See you later.